This image, I hate to even share this image, but Islanders, I only think it's right that I share what P&O Cruises Australia says is going on in this image. Crew members are at a costume party for Christmas. We will share what they have to say, what happened on the show today. We're also sharing news from Celebrity Cruises as they announced they are building another ship. We're sharing news as well from the shipyard. The Star Princess is being built and 2 workers got in a disagreement, leaving 1 injured. We're also going to share news from Disney Cruises as they raise gratuities on some passengers for the second time in 3 months. We have a lot to talk about today. We all need some time in the islands. Let's go there now on Island Time. A big happy Wednesday to all you Islanders. We are halfway through the week. We hope you're having a good day, and we're on Island Time. I am Derek. Let's drop our anchors and take some time to relax in the islands together. We have a lot to talk about on the show today. We know that some of you listen to us and watch us on your lunch break or when you get home from work. Some of you, you're working out right now. Keep pushing, keep going. You've got this. We're going to share a lot on the show today. If you'd like to stay up to date with cruise news, you want to be part of a good cruise community, be sure you're subscribed to the channel, ring the bell to receive notifications when we upload content. I never thought I would share a picture like this right here on the show. Matter of fact, I saw this story this morning and I was not going to share it, but then I started to see what people were saying about the story on social media. Some of it was true, some of it was false, and I thought, you know what? It's our duty to share the story. It's our duty to share the facts as we know them, so that we know exactly what's going on here. This picture comes from a P&O Australia cruise. P&O Australia, yeah, it's owned by Carnival Corporation. P&O Australia was its own cruise brand. It's actually, that brand is coming into the Carnival Cruise Line brand. This took place on the Pacific Explorer, the cruise ship Pacific Explorer. It was last month and around Christmas time. It was a crew Christmas party where crew members were dressing up. And you can imagine when passengers, and yes, passengers, saw this take place, what the reaction was. P&O Cruises Australia has released multiple statements, as you can imagine, trying to really share what happened here, to also issue an apology, and we're going to share that with you. Again, P&O Cruises Australia says this is crew members dressing up for a crew party. They don't have the money and the funds to buy all these costumes and outfits. But the cruise line says that these crew members, who are part of the housekeeping staff, is what we have found out, are dressed as upside down snow cones. They're dressed as upside down snow cones, not what it appears to be that they're dressed up as. It's a terrible sight, honestly. And you can imagine the things that are being said online. This, P&O Cruises Australia says, was not done on purpose. This was not done to upset groups of people. This was supposed to be a crew event, and these people were supposed to be dressed as upside down snow cones. Passengers saw this take place. You can imagine their reaction from this. And it's so hard to believe that someone behind the scenes, even if these people didn't know what it looks like they're dressing up as, you would think that someone that works for P&O Cruises would know what this is and says, guys, you can't do that. You can't wear that. That's eventually what happened. Let me share several statements here from P&O Cruises Australia. Again, I want to share the facts with you as we have them. P&O Cruises Australia shares that the staff had no idea. They were horrified when they found out that these outfits, they look like KKK outfits. They do. They shared that the crew members were horrified. They also shared this. Our crew are from different cultures all over the world. They're young and they had just never heard of that organization or what their outfits could symbolize. They had no idea. They were horrified when management said to them, please take those outfits off. And that happened pretty quick from what we can gather. As someone saw it, someone said, nope, that cannot happen. We've got to take that off. They then shared with crew members what they resembled, and the crew members, they were disheartened. Here's another statement. We regret if a recent incident on board the Pacific Explorer cruise offended any guest, as they should have said, most definitely. Several crew members dressed up as snow cones for a family for a Christmas family event, not understanding how their costumes could have been misconstrued. They were only in public view for a short time before management acted quickly and had them remove the costumes. At least someone on board acted quickly, but my goodness. You've probably seen this story on social media. If you haven't, get ready. You know the truth. You know what P&O Cruises Australia has shared, at least. And you can imagine what's going to be said across Facebook and other forums about what was done here. This was not on purpose, is what P&O Cruises Australia says. We're going to take them at their word. And now you know the rest of the story. Let's move on to some better news here. Some good news of the rest of the show. Some things to celebrate. Celebrity Cruises announcing they are building a new cruise ship. That is exciting. That is something to celebrate. The 6th Edge class ship will be delivered in 2028. She'll be a sister ship to the Excel, which is coming out later this year. It's hard to believe there's already 6. There's going to be 6 Edge class ships. We're excited about that. And Celebrity Cruises is only joining the race here to see how many cruise ships can you build and how fast can you build them. Carnival doing it, Royal doing it, Norwegian doing it, Princess doing it, MSC doing it, everyone. All the cool kids are building cruise ships, and I don't mind it because I will say this, when it comes to cruising, I prefer newer ships. I do. They don't have to be the biggest ships, and this ship will be about 140,000 gross tons, so not as big as Carnival XL ships, not as big for sure as the Icon class for Royal Caribbean International, but I like new ships, and I cannot lie. When new ships come out, those are the ones that I'm looking to book, while some of you prefer sailing on older ships. I will say I'm going to be nice. Ships that have been experienced just a little bit, then that is perfectly fine. But one thing that I want to point out is just because a ship is new doesn't mean that a ship is too big. We have lived through that. We've been through that, where every new ship was the next world's largest ship. We're not there anymore. So if you like ships that are smaller, 140,000 gross tons is not huge, really. It's a medium-sized ship. Then you can start to like new cruise ships. Again, do you like new cruise ships? Share with us in the comments section below if you do. We're going to share news now from the shipyard. This is kind of an interesting story here being reported. The Star Princess is being worked on, which we're excited about that. That is good news. What is not good news is that 2 workers there got in a fight for some reason. We don't know what it is. We don't know if they wanted to be the first one on the ship. They wanted to decide where the bar stools went. They got issues with a girlfriend. We don't know. We have no clue, but we do know 2 Bangladesh workers at the Fincantieri shipyard got into an argument, verbally going back and forth. One of the workers stabbed the other worker on Monday, just a couple of days ago. That person had to go to the hospital. It was a knife. It was a shorter knife, 4-inch knife is what we're being told. And that person is okay, thank goodness. Now the person that stabbed the other man, he's been arrested. He's been charged with aggravated assault. He's in trouble, of course. We don't know what the 2 workers were fighting about. We have no clue what was going on there, but an investigation is taking place, so we are told. Construction continues on the Star Princess. It was not halted for any reason. The shipyard did send out, a note to employees saying, hey, we can't have that. We've got a ship to build. We've got something to work on. The Star Princess hopefully will be ready. You may remember her sister, the Sun Princess, was delayed several times, several cancellations there in the first several weeks of bookings, but October the 4th of this year is supposed to be the big inaugural sailing, the 11-day Mediterranean round-trip cruise from Barcelona. We'll keep you posted, of course, that takes place. The Star Princess will be a beautiful ship, but it's interesting there. We've got some fighting going on. So I'd like to know what are they fighting about? Is it work-related? Is it something at home? Who knows? We don't know. We're going to talk about Disney Cruises now. Disney Cruise Line raising gratuities on some people for the second time in just 3 months. Gratuities, of course, have been in and out of the news. We're used to them going up sometimes, and other cruise lines will see that, and they go up. But from time to time, gratuities do increase, but there's part of this that's not good. When gratuities on some of those more expensive cabins, and that's what's happened here, the concierge cabins, those have raised twice in 3 months. Let's talk about it. Disney Cruises just raised the concierge prices in October, 3 months ago of 2024. The new rates right now, as of today, are $16 for your general regular cabins, interior, ocean view, balcony cabins. $16 per person per day. That's not bad. That's actually the norm. We'll talk about that here in just a second. But if you're in a concierge cabin, a high-level specialty cabin, you're paying $27.25 per person per day. It's a 14% increase on what it used to be. General gratuity is now a 10% raise over what they used to be. The rate now of $16 per person per day for general cabins is not bad. That's what Carnival Cruise Line, that's what MSC is. It's just below what Royal Caribbean is. Norwegian's $20 a day, so it's in line. It's just weird, though, that they're raising gratuities on that concierge class for the second time in 3 months, and we hope and we pray that other cruise lines don't see this and decide to raise gratuities as well. Cruise lines, if you're listening, Disney did raise gratuities. That's the big headline, but they only raised them to match some of the lowest in the industry of Carnival and MSC. Please don't raise please don't raise them. Please don't. Gratuities, do you prepay them or do you wait till you're charged on board? Let us know that as well. That is the cruise news for today. We hope you enjoyed the show. If so, give it a thumbs up. We'll have a lot of cruise news to share with you on the show tomorrow as well. But until then, we can't wait to see your comments in the comment section below. We'll see you on our Facebook page and tomorrow right here on Island Time.